What if the love that changed everything never truly ended? What if the past you tried to bury is waiting for one last reckoning? This is not a new beginning. This is the end you cannot escape. Time has passed, but silence has not healed everything. The screen opens on slow, distant images rain sliding down a window. Empty city streets at night, a large house standing quiet and still. The music begins low and steady, like a memory that refuses to fade. A sense of distance fills the air, not peace. The kind of calm that exists only before something breaks. Words begin to guide the moment, speaking about love that once burned too bright to control. Love that promised safety but carried shadows. The story reminds us that some bonds do not disappear with time. They wait, they linger. They change shape, but they never fully let go. The past is not gone, it is watching. We see signs of two lives that move forward, but never fully apart. An untouched piano, a glass of wine left half full, a ring placed carefully on a table as if it still holds meaning. The world looks polished on the outside, but inside something feels unfinished. Every detail hints that comfort came at a cost. The words slow down, almost careful now. They speak of choices made for love and sacrifices made out of fear, of promises kept and promises broken quietly. The question is not whether love existed, is whether it survived the truth. Because love built on control always demands a reckoning. The music pulls back, leaving space for a single thought to land. This is not about passion alone anymore. This is about consequences. About what remains when desire fades and reality stands in front of you. The calm feels heavy, like the final breath before a storm returns stronger than before. The screen fades darker, and one final line appears, steady and unavoidable. Every story must end. But not every ending is gentle. The calm does not last. Slowly the rhythm changes. The images become sharper, quicker. Lights flicker across dark rooms. A door closes, not softly but with meaning. Something that was held back for years is starting to surface. The past is no longer quiet, it is asking questions. The story moves deeper into distance, between two people who once knew every part of each other. Time has created space, but not safety. Old emotions return in unexpected moments. A look held too long, a pause before speaking, silence that says more than words ever could. Love still exists, but it feels heavier now. Shaped by memory and regret, we see signs of control trying to return, subtle but clear. A hand tightening. A shadow crossing a face we never fully see. Power shifts in small moments. Who speaks first, who walks away, who stays. The balance that once defined their bond no longer feels steady. What once felt thrilling now feels dangerous. The words speak of trust tested by secrets. Not all wounds were healed. Some were simply hidden. Choices made long ago begin to echo louder, affecting everything around them. Love is no longer simple. It is questioned, measured, challenged. Every step forward feels like a risk. The music grows stronger, pushing the tension higher. Images cut faster now, mirrors reflecting broken light, hands letting go, a city rushing past as if time itself is trying to escape. The story makes it clear, this is not about desire alone anymore. This is about who holds power, and what happens when that power slips. A moment of stillness follows. A pause where everything feels uncertain. Then the truth settles in. You can move on from someone, but you cannot erase what they changed inside you. Some connections shape you forever, whether you want them to or not. The section closes with a heavy realization, written clearly across the screen. When love is tested, only the truth survives. The tension reaches its breaking point. Nothing feels distant anymore. The images come fast, almost overwhelming. Storm clouds roll across the sky. Curtains move in open windows. Glass cracks under pressure. Everything reflects what is happening inside two hearts that can no longer hide from what they feel or what they fear. The story shifts from memory to confrontation. Emotions once controlled now spill without warning. Love returns, not as comfort, but as a force that demands answers. Desire is still there, strong and familiar, but it no longer feels safe. It feels like a test. Every look carries history. Every touch carries risk. The words speak of choices that can no longer be delayed. Walking away is no longer enough. Staying silent is no longer possible. What was once thrilling now asks for responsibility. The past stands directly in front of the present, refusing to move aside. Love demands more than passion, it demands honesty. The music rises, strong and urgent. Scenes flash by, hands reaching and stopping, a ring slipping from a finger. Papers scattered across a table, rain falling harder against the glass. These moments are not gentle. They are raw. They show how deeply desire can shape and how deeply it can wound. Control begins to fall apart. Power shifts again, but this time it is unstable. When control breaks, fear follows. The story reminds us that love built on control will always collapse under truth. And when it does, it leaves both people exposed, stripped of illusion. There is a sudden silence. Everything stops. No music, no movement. Just one thought pressing through the quiet. Loving someone does not mean owning them. Wanting someone does not mean you can keep them. Some lessons come late, but they come all the same. The sound returns, slower now, heavier. The image is calm, but the weight remains. The story reaches its emotional edge, asking one final question before the fall. When desire fades, what are you willing to lose to keep love alive? Everything slows down. After the chaos, after the questions, after the weight of everything left unsaid, there is quiet. Not the calm that hides fear, but the stillness that comes when the truth can no longer be avoided. The world feels paused, as if it is waiting for a decision that will change everything. The images become simple again. Morning light enters an empty room. A city stands still before sunrise. Two separate paths stretch forward, both uncertain, both demanding courage. Love is no longer loud here. It is honest. It is fragile. It is standing at the edge, asking to be chosen for the right reasons this time. The story reflects on how far everything has come. Love, once driven by desire, now faces reality. Control no longer feels powerful. It feels heavy. What mattered before no longer holds the same shine. The question is not about what is wanted anymore. It is about what is right. About whether love can exist without fear, without rules, without ownership. The words speak of letting go, not as defeat, but as strength. Of choosing growth over comfort, of understanding that love is not proven by how tightly you hold on, but by how freely you allow someone to breathe. Some endings are painful, but they are also honest. The music softens, carrying a sense of finality. The images suggest acceptance rather than loss. A door left open instead of closed. A ring placed down, not in anger but in understanding. The story makes it clear that this ending is not about winning or losing. It is about truth. A final reflection settles in. Love does not always last forever in the way we expect. Sometimes it lasts by changing us, by teaching us who we are and who we must become. Some stories end so that better ones can begin, even if they are written apart. The screen fades to black slowly, without rush. One last message appears, simple and steady, leaving no room for doubt. This time, love chooses freedom. Then the title emerges, bold and final, followed by the year. No promises. No illusions. Just the end of a story that was never meant to be easy.